Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJO Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch Advanced. The 1980 final week is on the air. Today's date is October 1st. We are at Riverfront Stadium for a huge matchup tonight between the San Diego Padres and the Cincinnati Reds. The Padres come to this game a record of 72-86. They're done. The Reds are 81-77. A win today, they'll be playoff eligible, but there is more to it than that. Let's take a look at the standings first as of today. In the American League East, the New York Yankees have clinched that division. Baltimore has clinched second. The Tigers have clinched third. The Tigers, however, can move up in the seedings. In the American League West, the Kansas City Royals have clinched that division. Their magic number is 4 to clinch home field throughout the American League. Texas and Oakland right neck and neck for the 5 and 4 seed, and one game separates those two. The magic number is 1 for both. Minnesota is 22.5 back. A loss by Minnesota, both Texas and Oakland will clinch a playoff berth tonight. It will clinch it in the postseason. The second and third place, however, between those two is still up for grabs. Detroit still has a chance to get into the 4 seed. They are only a game and a half back. In the National League East, the Philadelphia Phillies, they have clinched that division. The Montreal Expos have clinched second place. In the National League West, the Houston Astros have clinched that division. The Braves have clinched second. The Cincinnati Reds, right now, their magic number is 2 to clinch a plate if they win to win. And here's the reason why. If the Cincinnati Reds win tonight and the Dodgers lose, because of the Reds would have the better board record, and there is no way the Dodgers can break that tiebreaker, the Cincinnati Reds would automatically go in on a tie if both teams finish 82-80. Therefore, a Reds win tonight and a Dodger loss. The Reds not only are playoff eligible, they are in, and they would face either Montreal or Atlanta in only one wild card playoff game in the National League West. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves, their magic number is 3 to clinch the 3rd seed. Montreal is right behind them. So that is what's at stake tonight here at Riverfront Stadium. Brian B., Cutter Historical, Ben Witz, the lovely Barbara, Joe Rocchino, XSG2, Cutter, and Clee Baseball fan are first to join us here at Riverfront Stadium. The Reds at one point were 11 games under 500. They were 11 under 500 at the start of the year. They have gone, in the last stretch of the month and this month in the pennant race, they have gone 20-8. Once again, the Cincinnati Reds make a playoff push like they did in I believe it was the 83 season, but just missed out. The Reds this time have a very good chance to get in. The Reds historically won this game, though, 2-1. The Reds had 5 hits and no errors. The Padres had 4 hits and no errors. So we should have a good matchup tonight. So, do the Reds get in tonight? Well, they first got to win today to see and become playoff eligible, and then we'll see what the Dodgers do in the ticker. Let's get right to it. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. Does he really need an introduction? The terrific one, the franchise, one of the greatest of all time, Tom Seaver, 10 wins, 8 losses, a 3.64 ERA in 80. He gets the call tonight. We are at Riverfront Stadium. This is a neutral park. It might favor hitters just a little bit, but more neutral than anything else. There is no chance of robbing a home run. 1 is added to walks. So, the terrific one, Tom Seaver, he is on the mound to try to pitch the Reds into the playoffs. Can he do it tonight? As Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike joins us here right now at Riverfront Stadium. Do the Reds get in? They need to win here and to see what 10-minute ticker does for the Dodgers. Let's get right to it. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Padres, left fielder Gene Richards, 301 average, 4 homers, 41 RBIs, and 80. We're going to use red, white, and red dice. Reds are the home team. Only 2 pitchers in baseball history have over 300 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, and a career ERA under 3. Walter Johnson and Tom Seaver. And Johnson pitched during the dead ball era. Seaver didn't have that excuse. But let's see what happens tonight. Seaver, 4-3, strikeout 7, and cold strike 3 on Richards. First strikeout for Seaver, he had 101 of them in 80. And that will bring up the shortstop, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer, maybe the greatest fielding shortstop in baseball history. 230 average, no homers, 35 RBIs in 80. Seaver, 5'5", range play 12, no. Smith, 6'4", that's going to be an infield single that has hit the second base. Ron Oster will charge it, not have a play, and Smith will be safe. So first hit of the game for the Padres. And the batter is the center fielder, Jerry Mumphrey. Always felt Mumphrey was a very solid player. 298 average, 4 homers, 59 RBIs, and 80. Infield is at double play. Smith did have steals. That's a 7, and he's going to go. He gets the jump. 16 plus 2 is 18, and Vic Correll plus 2 is a 20, so a 1 to 19. Smith will steal second base, and he will. So Ozzie Smith will steal second base. The Padres are going to do whatever they can to try to prevent the Reds from moving in, getting playoff eligible. Stolen base for Smith. They'll redo the strat, and this time he'll stay put. Seaver will deal. Seaver, 5'5", range play 12. Yes. Mumphrey, 7'7", and that's a grounder to second base. That's going to be a range play for Ron Oster. His range is a 5. That is a 6. It'll get past him. It'll be a base hit, and Smith will come around. He will score, and the Padres get out to a quick 1-0 lead. So Jerry Mumphrey hits it past, goes ahead and hits it past Oster, and the Padres are on the board. RBI single from Mumphrey, and that will bring up the right fielder, Mr. May, Hall of Famer, Dave Winfield. Absolutely. 276 average, 20 homers, 87 RBIs, and 80. Infield back a double play. Mumphrey did have 52 steals. He was a threat, and he is not going. Seaver, 6'8", error on a throw. Winfield, 1-4. That's a grounder to second base. That ball is hit to Oster. His error rating is a 6. That's a 3, and that is an error. Question is, where was it thrown to? That's going to be a throwing error on Oster. He's off to a tough start. And that is an 11. So it was hit to second. So +1 at 12. Seaver +4 would have been a 16. So that would have been a double play. So it's thrown to the shortstop. And the shortstop is Concepcion. His range is a 4. And it will get past him. And Mumphrey, he will hold at second base. So a bad throw there by Oster to Concepcion. It does get past him, but good backup there by Foster, and Mumphrey has to stay where he is. That is an E4. First error on the Reds. They did not have any errors in the game historically. So now runners at first and second and no one out. And that will bring up the first baseman, Broderick Perkins, a September call-up. 370 average, 2 homers, 14 RBIs that year. Strategy roll, nothing on the 13. Seaver, 6'2", against the lefty. That will be an automatic out. It's a ground ball to short. Will that be a double play? And that is a 7. +1 is 8. +4 is 12. That will not be a double play. Mumphrey will get to third. Winfield is out at second. Broderick Perkins takes first. Fielder's choice. So the runner will advance on the fielder's choice. 2 outs, though, and now the third baseman, Luis Salazar. 337 average, a homer, 25 RBIs. He is a September call-up. 2 men out, but the Padres already ahead 1-0. Strategy, Perkins, he gets the jump, but I'll let Salazar swing. Seaver, 1-6, walk 7, and that is too high. Salazar, 1-4, ground ball to short. That'll be handled by Concepcion. He'll throw to second to cover, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and the Padres are already out in front. Starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres is Bob Shirley, and he'll pitch again on Tom Seaver Day in about 5 years later when Seaver gets his 300th win. In 1980, 11 wins, 12 losses, 7 saves, a 3.55 ERA, and Shirley is the starting pitcher for the Padres. Leading off for the Reds, center fielder Dave Collins, 303 average, 3 homers, 35 RBIs. With the exception of Vic Correll, the Reds pretty much have their main lineup on the bench for this game. Shirley, 4-7, it's a blank. Collins, 6-1, ground out to short. That'll be handled by the Wizard of Oz, and that'll be out number 1. Remember, the Reds in 1980 actually did play a tiebreaker game against the Houston Astros in the 1980 season. No, we're not going to add that tiebreaker game to the schedule. Okay. But that was because, so the Reds actually had something to play for still at this stage of the year. Here's the right fielder, Ken Griffey, 294 average, 13 homers, 85 RBIs that year. Shirley, 8-2, strikeout 12, and called strike 3 on Griffey. First strikeout for Shirley, he had 67 of them in 80. And now here's the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. Hall the very good. 260 average, 5 homers, 77 RBIs. Shirley will go ahead and he will pitch. Shirley, 3-3 against a righty. It's a blank. Concepcion, 4-4. Base hit right into center field. Concepcion gets a single. He'll keep the inning going. First of the game for the Reds. And now the left fielder, the $10 million bum, George Foster, 273 average, 25 homers, 93 RBIs in 80. Every time I say that, Foster winds up doing pretty well. Strategy roll for Dave. He will stay put. He does get the jump, but he'll stay where he is. Shirley will pitch. Shirley, 4-3, pickoff, 18. Wow. No, it's a balk. Shirley gets called for a balk. That's a pickoff, and that will be a balk, and that'll move Concepcion to second base. So a balk on Shirley. He's called for the BK, and that's not Burger King. Concepcion goes to second base. I will re-roll the strat. And that'll be a 10. I know we're supposed to go to the park. I like to re-roll it on a base if the bases are changed. Shirley will pitch. Shirley, 7-3 again. Well, as I said, every time I say, all right, that George Foster is the $10 million bum, he makes me pay for it. So a 7-3 against the righty is a possible home run, and against the lefty, Foster has a 28. And that will take care of that. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is gone. Home run, George Foster. Stadium cheers. Yay! The $10 million bomb makes me eat my words. A 2-run bomb by Foster, and the Reds take a 2-1 lead. Lake Effect Games joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. And now the first baseman, Dan Dreesen. 265 average, 14 homers, 74 RBIs in 80. Shirley will go ahead. Well, the reason why he's called the $10 million bum is that's what Met fans called him, because he was paid $10 million to come to the Mets. That's the reason why. He wasn't making $10 million with the Reds. We gave him $10 million in 1985 and all that, and he wound up not being on the team when the Mets won the World Series in 86. Shirley, 8-3, error on a booted ball. Dreesen, 2-3. That's going to be a base hit past short. There won't be an error. Dreesen will get the first base, and the Reds are still cooking here in the first. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ray Knight, future World Series MVP with the greatest baseball team of all time. 264 average, 14 homers, 78 RBIs in 80. Dreesen on at first, and he will stay where he is. Shirley, 6-3, range play 13, that's a 5, yes. Knight, 7-3, and against the lefty, that is a base hit past third, but it's a range play for Luis Salazar. His range is a 3. He can't get it. It'll be a base hit. That'll be a single past third, and Dreesen, he will hold at second base. It was already a base hit past third, so Dreesen will go ahead and hold at second. He does not have the speed to get to third base. And runners at first and second now. And here's the second baseman, Ron Oster. Great baseball name. 277 average, 2 homers, 20 RBI. So the Reds are not done yet in this inning. Steal every time you get the jump. Dreesen on at second, Knight on at first, 2 outs, a 70% chance. Yeah, come on. Let's be smart about that. Strategy roll, nothing on the 11. Shirley, 3-3 against the switch right. It's a blank. Oster, 7-4, and that's going to be an out. That's going to be a fly ball to right, and Mr. May will camp under it and get it and retire the side. 2 runs, 4 hits, a balk, and a 2-run bomb by George Foster. And the Reds have a 2-1 lead after 1. The Reds historically won this game 2-1 in 1980. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Padres will be the second baseman, Tim Flim Flan Flannery. 240 average, no homers, 25 RBIs in 80. A young Tim Flannery, actually, only 22 years old. Seaver, 2-3, error on a grounder. Flannery, 4-8. Nope, that's a pop-up. Pop fly ball to second base. And Oster will make the catch. 1 down. Here's the catcher, Bill Fahey. 257 average, a homer, 22 RBIs in 80. Seaver, 1-6 walk. And that 14 is going to miss. Fahey, 6-6. And it's a ground ball to third base. Grabbing that will be Knight. And they'll toss it over for out number 2. That'll bring up the pitcher, Bob Shirley. He uses hitting card number 1. Not a good hitter at all. Seaver, an 8-8 walk, 7. And he walked him. Wow, he did walk him. Shirley's walk rating is a 10. He will walk him. So he walks the pitcher, commits a cardinal sin. First walk given up by Seaver. He had 56 of them in 80. And now a chance for Richards. Richards is 0 for 1. 2 outs, top of the second, 2-1 Reds. He is serious, and you can call him Shirley. Strategy roll. Nothing there happening. Shirley will stay on first. Seaver, 1-3. And that is a possible home run against a righty. Richards needs a 5. With runners on base, -1 is a 4, but that 8 is too high. Richards, 5-6. He will power one into center field. That's a 19, but it's gonna stay up there. Collins going back to the track. He's going to be near the wall. He will make the catch and pull it down and retire the side. Nothing across except a walk. We go to the bottom of the second. Richards got a hold of it, but not enough. Leading off for the Reds is the catcher, Vic Carell. 421 average, no homers, 3 RBIs in 80. He was a September call-up. Shirley will deal. Shirley, 7-2, walk 2, no. Carell, a 5-6, and that will be a base hit. Correll will slap that one into center field and will head to first. That'll bring up the pitcher, Tom Seaver. He uses hitting card number 4. He can hit the ball a little bit. Infield expecting a bunt. Strategy roll is a 3, and he does get the bunt. And I think you go ahead. I think you go ahead and bunt here. I don't know. I don't think you'll swing away here. I think you bunt. So we're going to be a bunt here. So Shirley will go ahead and pitch. Shirley 8-7 strikeout. The 18 does hit the KBIP. Even the bat is divided by 2. So does that still take effect on a bunt? Does that take effect? And so let me just check here. Other results to proceed to bunt. Does that take effect on a bunt also or no? That's a good question. Because it's not going to be a strikeout because the 18 is too high because that's divided by 10. So that makes that pretty much a 2. But the KBIP, it still falls in there. It still falls in the KBIP. And it doesn't say anything about the bunt in the KBIP. I'm looking at the chart real quick. And divided by 10, round down. Disregard any KBIP. Thank you, it does. So it says disregard it. I found it on the chart. Very well. So the bunt is, it will be a bunt. So Seaver bunts it right back to the pitcher. His bunt rating is a 5, and that will be that's a 12. That'll be a good bunt. Nice bunt by Seaver. Correll will get to second base. Shirley's only play is the first, and that is out number 1. Good thing I did see it on the charts. It's disregard any KBIP when bunting. It did say that. So Correll does move over on the sacrifice hit to the pitcher. And now the batter is Collins. It is on the chart. Thank you, Chris. Correll on it. Correll on at second. Strategy roll, and he will stay there. Shirley will deal. Shirley, 4-7. It's a blank. Collins, 6-1. Ground ball to short. That'll be grabbed by Ozzie. Throws to first for the out. Correll will not make it to third. His base running rating is only a 2. He has to hold. So grounder to short. Correll stays put. And now here's Senior. Griffey is 0 for 1. Shirley trying to get out of this jam. Strategy, nothing on the 11. Shirley will deal. Shirley, 8-1. It's a blank. Griffey, 7-8. And that's a fly ball to left. And grabbing that will be Richards. And he'll make the catch, retire the side. No runs in a hit. The Reds cannot get the runner in there. They still lead 2-1 after 2. Shirley was still pitching in the 9th. Well, he's got 27 batters. We go to the top of the 3rd. The Wizard of Oz, he will lead off. He is 1 for 1, singled his first time up for Ozzie Smith. Pitch from Seaver, 7-4, and against a switch left, and that's going to be, actually, doesn't matter, it's a switch left, 7-4. That's an automatic out. It'll be a ground out to short. Concepcion will go ahead and take care of that, and that's out number 1. Sometimes with all of these information on the cards, sometimes it's very easy to miss it. So for those of you who do have issues reading these cards sometimes, you're not alone. I have that as well. That's why sometimes I got to do a double. Sometimes I got to do a double take. Here's Mumphrey. Mumphrey singled his first time up. Actually, no, I'm sorry, he doubled. Seaver, 1-7 at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 4-1. That's a single into center field with a possible double. Mumphrey's base running rating is a 5. Plus 4 will make it a 9. Collins as a 2-arm, so a 1-7, Mumphrey will get to second base. He will. Just barely gets under the tag. Collins throws it to second, but Mumphrey will get in there. And that will be a double. Second double of the game for Mumphrey. And still the batter now is Mr. May. Winfield reached on an error his first time up. Philip Reynolds joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Mumphrey on second. Strategy roll, nothing on the 8th. Mumphrey stays put. Pitch from the terrific one. 3-4 against the righty. Strikeout 9. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He gets Winfield. And that is the second K for Tom Terrific. And now here's Perkins. Perkins is 0 for 1. Reds lead 2-1 here, top of the third. A Reds win and the Dodgers loss. A Reds win, the Reds win, they are playoff eligible. A Reds win and a Dodger loss, the Reds are in the playoffs. Strategy roll from Mumphrey, nothing happening. Seaver, 6-6, that's at the park. Riverfront, 3-7, and it's a blank. We're going to have a rare play instead. So we have a rare play with men on, and let's see what we have. And that is a 74. Center fielder dives after a sinking liner. Resolve as an S8 range play. Collins's range is a 4. He won't get it. If not caught, one base advance for... Resolve is, if not caught, one base advance for all, check for injury to center fielder. So it's only a one base advance, which I kind of have a hard time with that because with 2 outs, Mumphrey is on second. He'd be off on contact. It's an S8 range play. If not caught, one base advance for all. I'll do the rule, but he really has to do some. He really has to update some of these rare plays because Mumphrey would be off on contact with 2 outs. He wouldn't be going one base. He'd be trying to score. I'll follow the rule, but I don't know why. Maybe it was a hard line drive. Maybe Collins kind of maybe pulled up a little lane, but we'll see what happens here. However, I have to check injury to Collins. So I have to check his injury rating because it says check the injury to center fielder, which we will do. And let's see. Collins' injury rating is a 3, and I don't have to roll for that anyway. He will be out for the game. The Reds just lost Collins for the game. So Collins is out. So Brian B says Geronimo, and I will go with him. So Cesar Geronimo will take over in center field as Collins is out of there, as he is done for the game. Remember, injuries during the regular season are game day only. Injuries in the playoffs are full-time. 604D for Geronimo is a little better there. So I'm going to say he caught it. I'm going to say the third base coach held him up. So runners at the corners, and the batter now is Salazar. Salazar is 0 for 1. And a base hit for Perkins. And Seaver, as Collins, will be gone for the game. 2 outs, though, still top of the third. Mumphrey on at third, Perkins on at second. Strategy roll, nothing on the 4. Perkins stays put. Seaver, 7-5, and against the righty, it's a possible home run. Salazar is a 4, -1 is a 3. The 20 is too high. Salazar, 8-1, and there are runners in scoring position. This could be changed. And right now, Seaver, with runners in scoring position of 1 to 15, he'll keep it and out. That is a 2, and he will do so. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. That'll be grabbed by Concepcion. He's got it. He'll throw to second covering to get Perkins, and that will do it. What a crazy inning. No runs, 2 hits. The Padres get nothing. We go to the bottom of the third as Seaver keeps that and out. Dave Concepcion leads off for the Natty. He got a single his first time up. Shirley, 6-5, pickoff. No, we go to the park. Riverfront, 3-3, and that's a ground out to second base. That'll be handled by Flannery. And Flannery throws it over for the out, 1 down. Here's Foster. Foster hit a bomb his first time up. The $10 million bum. Shirley, 5-1 against a righty. Walk, 15. That will be ball 4. He walked him. So right now, Foster draws a base on balls. That is the first walk given up by Shirley. He only had 39 of them in 80. A chance for Dreesen. Dreesen got a single his first time up. Infield set for double play. And strategy roll for Foster. He ain't going anywhere. Shirley, 2-7. Strikeout, 13. That will miss. Dreesen, 7-5. That's a fly ball to center. And Mumphrey will grab it. 2 down. Here's Knight. Knight got a single his first time up. Foster on at first. Strategy roll. That's a 5. Foster will stay put. Too bad you don't call Ron Gidry. Shirley will pitch. Shirley, 7-5. Strikeout 4. Swing and a miss. Struck them out. And that will end the inning. That is the second strikeout for Shirley. Nothing across except the walk. And right now, after 3, this game is at the historical score. It's 2-1 in favor of the Reds. I guess it's because Gidry never pitched for the Mets. Top of the 4th. Leading off for the Padres will be Tim Flannery. He's 0 for 1. 2-1 Reds. A Reds win. They are playoff eligible. A Reds win and a Dodger loss. They're in. Seaver, 8-1 pickoff. Nope. Go to the park. Riverfront, 1-3 double. Hit hard into right field. Flannery will wind up at second base. And again, the tying run is at second for the Padres. Next batter is Fahey. Fahey is 0 for 1. Infield is back. Strategy for Flannery. He stays where he is. Seaver, 6-3. Strikeout, 15. That will miss. Fahey, 3-7. Grounder to second base. That'll be grabbed by Oster. And Flannery will get to third, 1 out. That'll bring up the pitcher, Shirley. Shirley has walked his first time up. Flannery is a dead. I was almost thinking of doing a squeeze play. And the reason why is because the Padres are none to play for. But Flannery, with that base running rating as a 1, he pretty much has no chance of getting there. So I'm going to have Shirley swing away. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 15. You never know. Infield is going to play in. Seaver will pitch. Seaver, 4-6. Strikeout, and 17. He'll get Shirley. So Shirley will go down on strikes. That's the third K for Seaver. 2 down. And now Richards. Richards is 0 for 2. Seaver will pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing happening there. That is a 1, but Flannery ain't doing anything. Seaver, 1-1, walk, 6, ball 4. He walked him. Seaver walks Richards. Can't get out of the inning yet. And that is the second walk given up by the franchise. It'll bring up Ozzie. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Infield is back. 2-1 Reds. Strategy roll for Richards. That's an 11. He stays where he is. Seaver, 3-5. That's a pitcher result. That's a 16 against a switch left. It's going to be a blank. Smith, 8-4. Ground ball to first. Dreesen will grab it easily. He'll run to the bag and tag it. And Seaver is out of the jam. No runs and a hit and a walk. And the Padres are getting runners on base. But Seaver is keeping them from crossing the plate. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Ron Oster leads off for the Natty, and he's 0 for 1. Shirley will go ahead and deal. Shirley, 6-3, range play 13, yes. Oster, 3-3. That is a fly ball to left field. Gene Richards going after it. His range is a 4. That's a 7, a 1 to 8. It'll be a double. It won't be. It'll be a single. So Oster will go ahead and get a single as Richards couldn't get to it. Seaver still has some in the tank, and Shirley can pitch. Both pitchers can pitch to 27 batters. Next up is Correll. Correll got a single his first time up. Infield a double play. Strategy roll for Oster. That's a 20. Correll gets the hit and run. That's not a bad idea with his average. And his EXC is a 20. Yeah, you hit and run here, I truly believe. Hit and run is on. Shirley, 8-7, strikeout 1, and yep, he's going to strike him out. That is an 8. Hit and runs are divided by 2, which will become a 4. He struck him out. Oster, he's got to take second base. 15 minus 2 is 13. Fahey is 0, and another minus 2 for a failed hit and run. A 1 to 11. Oster is safe. And he just got in there. Oster just gets in there on a 10. So Correll is out on strikes. That's the third K for Oster, but third K for Shirley, but Correll is out. 1 down, but Oster does get to second. The batter now is Seaver. Uses hitting card number 4, and he's going to swing away. Oster on at second. Shirley will pitch. Infield is back. Strategy roll. That is a 1. Oster stays put. His attempt rate needs to be a 4 in order to try to steal third, but I don't think he would anyway. Shirley will deal. Shirley, 6-8. That's a pitcher result. Seaver is a righty. That's a 5. And that is a possible home run, but Seaver didn't have any in 1980, so that will be a blank. Seaver will swing. Seaver, 5-2, and it's a deep fly ball to center field. Going back for that is Mumphrey. He is going to track it down for out number 2. And does Oster take third? And a 7-1, yes, he does. Oster will take third base. It was deep enough for him to take third. So he does go. So Seaver at least moves the runner over. And now the next batter is the new center fielder, Cesar Geronimo. 255 average, 2 homers, 9 RBIs coming in for the injured Dave Collins. So Geronimo is now the new center fielder. He will bat here. 2 outs, a chance maybe for the Reds to get another run. Strategy roll, nothing on the 6. Shirley will pitch. Shirley, 8-6. That's an auto out. That's a fly ball to center field. This time Mumphrey will not have a problem. And he'll make the catch and retire the side. Shirley also getting out of jams. No runs, a hit, and no errors. 2-1 Reds after 4. On to the 5th inning. Leading off for the Padres will be Jerry Mumphrey. He is 2 for 2 tonight. 2 doubles. Seaver will pitch. Seaver, 3-1. That's an out. It'll be a fly to center field. Grabbed there by Geronimo. And he'll put it away, 1 down. Here's Winfield. Winfield is 0 for 2, but reached on an error his first time up. Seaver with the pitch. 5-2, strikeout 3, swing and a miss, struck him out. That is the 4th strikeout for the terrific one. 2 away. And some people say he is the greatest of all time. I know you can argue. I know there's much argument for many other pitchers. But some people say Tom Seaver was the best right-hander anybody ever saw. Here's Perkins. Perkins is 1 for 2 with a single. Seaver, he'll go ahead and deal. Seaver, 1-5, error on a booted ball. Perkins, 1-3. That'll be a base hit against a righty. It's a single. He hits that one past second base, and Perkins gets his second hit of the game. Chance now for Salazar. Salazar is 0 for 2. 2 men down here. 2-1 Reds. Padres playing it close, though. Strategy roll. That's an 18. Salazar will swing. Seaver, 6-5. And strikeout 19. That'll miss. Salazar, 8-1. There are no runners in scoring position, so that's going to be an automatic out. It'll be a ground ball to short. Easily taken by Concepcion. He'll throw to second covering to get Perkins, and that will end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Padres. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Leading off for the Redlegs will be Ken Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 2. Shirley pitching a heck of a game himself also. 2-1 Reds. The difference was a Foster home run. Shirley will deal. Shirley, 3-5. Error, foul, grounder at the park. Riverfront, 6-8. That's a blank. We have another rare play coming up. So we have a rare play, this time with bases empty. Another rare play. And that is a 63. Batter chases 2-strike pitch in the dirt for a strikeout. Resolve play by checking if the catcher allows a pass ball. Well, the catcher for the Padres is Bill Fahey. His pass ball rating is a 2. He does allow a pass ball. If pass ball, then score a strikeout, and Griffey is on first. So it is an out. It is an out, but Griffey reaches first, so that will be a pass ball on Bill Fahey. So that goes as a pass ball. It is an out, but that's what it is an out, but still recorded a strikeout. So we'll call that a KPB, and Griffey is safe. Batter is Concepcion. Concepcion 1 for 2 with a single. Infield a double play. Shirley looking on and Bill Fahey and saying, yeah, no wonder you didn't make it in the league long there, Bill. Strategy roll. Griffey is staying put. Shirley, 4-8 against the righty. Walk. 18 will miss. Concepcion, 3-5. It's a ground ball to third. That is a 12. +1 is 13. Hit to third is 0. And Dave Concepcion, unfortunately, hits into a lot of double plays. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. So 2 outs as that erases the erases the pass ball. And now here's the bum. Foster is 1 for 1, a walk and a bomb. Shirley will deal. Shirley, 7-4 against a righty. Walk. Ball 4, he walks Foster. So Foster has reached base safely all 3 times. Second walk by Shirley, a chance for Dreesen. Dreesen 1 for 2 with a single. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Reds lead 2-1. The actual historical score of the game. Strategy roll. Foster is staying put. Shirley, 5-3. Range play 13. Yes. Dreesen, 5-1. And that's a base hit to center field, but it's a range play from Mumphrey. His range is a 4, and he will not get it. It'll be a single to center. It'll be a single to center field. Foster automatically makes third. Dreesen gets the first with 2 outs. Foster will automatically make it, and the inning continues. Even though it did say runners in no scoring position, which there weren't, but because it's a range play, it kind of erases the N or the R anyway, because you still have to check for a range. It won't matter. Range play cancels out the N or the R. You just roll for it as if it was a regular range play. And now a chance for Knight. Knight is 1 for 2 with a single. 2 big runs on base for the Reds. Shirley has done a good job getting out of these jams too. Strategy roll. And nothing on the 2. Dreesen does get the jump. I'm not going to send him, though. I'm going to let Knight swing. It would be a 15. -2 would be a 13. That's less than 70%. He will stay put. Shirley, 1-8. Strikeout. 13 is too high. Knight, 2-3. And there are runners in scoring position. That's a base hit to left field. Shirley, a 1-14 will turn that into an out. That's an 8, and it's going to be a fly out to left field. Getting over there is Richards. He will get to it and make the catch and retire the side, and Bob Shirley gets out of the jam. No runs, a hit, and a walk, and a pass ball. But the Reds are not able to get that in either, as Bob Shirley turns a hit into an out. 2-1 after 5. On to the 6th. Tim Flannery leads off for the Friars. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Close matchup here. Reds trying to get playoff eligible. Padres are playing tough. Seaver, 8-3, error on a booted ball. Flannery, 5-6. That's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Oster. His error rating is a 6. That's a 5, and he boots it again. Oster makes another error. It's an E4. Second error on the Reds. Second time Oster makes an error at second base. And now here's Fahey. Seaver looking at Oster said, man, really, would you like to play some baseball here? Fahey is 0 for 2. Infield set for double play. Flannery on at first. Strategy. Nothing on the 19. Fahey actually gets the hit and run. His EXE is 13. You know what? If you're the Padres, you got nothing to lose. Hit and run is on. Seaver, 8-3. Error on a booted ball. Fahey, 4-2. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to center field. And Flannery will have to go back to first. He won't boot the ball. And that will be out number 1. Next batter is Shirley. Shirley can pitch to 3 more batters before he's tired, but he is due to lead off the inning. I don't think they would have Shirley back here. I think this would be it for him if you're the Padres, because that'd be a waste. And you've got none to lose, so that's going to be it for Shirley. I think that's it for him. I think that is it for him, and the Padres are going to go to the bench. That's going to be it for Shirley. He will come out of the game. And they will bring in a pinch hitter against Seaver. And it is going to be, let's see. It is going to be, 15-3. Check the batters here, see what I want to do. You got Bass. He's only got 4. 1, 4, 3. It'll be, we'll bring him in. Coming on to bat for the Padres will be Gene Tennis. 222 average, 17 homers, 50 RBIs. Gene Tennis has the most pinch hits against righties, even though he's a righty, but they will let him in. So Gene Tennis will pinch hit against Seaver. Flannery on at first, 1 out, top of the 6th. Strategy roll, nothing on the 11. Flannery will stay put. Seaver, 3-6, wild pitch. Yes, it's a wild pitch, and Flannery goes to second. That'll take away the double play. They'll re-roll the strat. And that is a 6. Nothing happening there. Flannery stays at second. Seaver commits a big wild pitch. And now Seaver will pitch to Tennis. Seaver, 2-1, range play 12. Yes. Tennis, 7-5. And that is an out. That's a grounder to second base. That ball is hit to Oster. Oster's range is a 5. He can't get it. It's a base hit. But Flannery does not have the speed to hold it third. Flannery is mud. He'll hold at third base. Oster having a rough night. And that is a single for Tennis, and the batter is Richards. Seaver again looking at Oster said, man, we need to send you back to the minors, I think, guy. Richards is 0 for 2 with a walk. The infield is going to play in. You could play corners in. Richards does hit into some double plays, but you want to make sure you get the out at the plate in this case. Seaver is tired. Yes, he is. Do you want to make a change? He is tired, yes. Do you want to make a change? Can't do a double switch in the 6th inning. I am sorry. Double switches are not allowed to the 7th. So choose a pitcher. No double switches in the 6th. Remember my rules. No double switches until the 7th. You're still in the 6th. You want Price. Okay. So Seaver coming out of the game. And we'll see a new pitcher for the Reds. And it is going to be, as soon as I can find him. It is going to be Joe Price. 7 wins, 3 losses, a 3.56 ERA, even though Joe Price does not have the most in mid-relief, but in this situation, I will let Brian B choose his players. So here comes Joe Price. Seaver does leave with a W, at least for now. So Price will come in to pitch. He can pitch to 12, but he's only there pretty much to get out of this inning. Infield's going to play in. Joe Price is the pitcher. 2-1 Reds, top of the 6th. Double switches, I said, are not allowed till at least the 7th. Price, strategy roll, and nothing on the 10. Price will deal. Price, 3-1. That's an auto out, and it's going to be a fly ball to center field. That's a fly ball to center field. I already used that. So a fly to center field. Richards has a 0 in sacrifice fly. So now it'll be up to Flannery to come in on his own. Does Flannery score? 2-3. And no. Advances if he's 3-7. Flannery is only a 1. He stays put. 2 down. Wow. Flannery does not score. 2 away. A 2-3 advances 3-7. Running rating 3-7. Flannery's only a 1. And now it's the Wizard of Oz. Smith is 1 for 3. 2 men down. Joe Price trying to get out of this inning. Reds still lead 2-1. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 19. Price will pitch. Price. 2-3. It's a blank. Smith. 5-8. It's a ground ball to third. That'll get picked up there by Knight. He's got it. Throws to second to get tennis, and the Reds get out of it. Stadium cheers. Yay! No runs, a hit, an error, and a wild pitch. But the Padres are unable to get a runner in. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Ron Oster leads off for the Reds. Padres need a pitcher. And it is the middle innings. So let's see who I want to bring in to pitch. I got switch rights. What's a switch? So in this case, I usually just go with the pitcher with the most innings. That's not the closer. And that is, I got Fingers, but he is the closer. Looks like it's going to be Kinney. Coming on to pitch for the Padres is going to be Dennis Kinney. 4 wins, 6 losses, save, a 4.25 ERA. Shirley does leave with the L, but it really wasn't his fault. Dennis Kinney will pitch, and he can pitch to 8. And we'll see how long he goes. So Dennis Kinney will pitch to Oster, as once again, Brian B. choosing Joe Price was the good idea. Bottom of the 6th, Kinney will pitch. Kinney, 2-2 against the switch right, walk, and of course, it's ball 4. The dreaded RJL walk. Walk by Kinney. He had 22 of them in 80. And the batter now is Correll. Correll is 1 for 2 with a single. Infield set for double play. Oster. And he is not going. Kinney, 6-1. That is a blank. Correll, 5-7, and that is an auto out. It's a fly to center field. Mumphrey will come under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll be it for Joe Price. I'm pretty sure you're not going to let him pitch, and he wants to bring in Bench, and why not? Coming on to bat for the Reds. Some people say the greatest catcher of all time, Mr. Johnny Bench. 250 average, 24 homers, 68 RBIs in 80. They always say Yogi Berra versus Johnny Bench. A lot of people give a little bit of nod to Berra, but then again, Berra was on some of the best baseball teams in history. Oster on at first. Strategy roll, nothing on the 4. Oster stays put. Kenny will pitch. Kenny, 6-4 against a righty. It's blank. Bench, 2-1 against a lefty. Base hit right past third. Oster holds at second base. He doesn't have the speed. A good call by Brian B. Runners at first and second with an out. And here's Geronimo. Geronimo is 0 for 1 since coming in for the injured Collins. You just don't see managing in the chat like you have on that other channel with the fluffy cat. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Strategy roll for Oster, and that's a 3. He'll stay where he is. Kenny will pitch to Geronimo. Pitch from Kenny. 2-2 against the lefty. Strikeout. Got him. He got Geronimo. That's a big strikeout for Kenny. 2 away. And now the batter is Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 3, but reached on a pass ball. 2 men down, 2-1. Can't believe it. This was the actual historical score of the game. Oster, strategy roll, nothing happening on the 2. Kenny will pitch to Griffey. Kenny, 8-6. That's a blank. Griffey, 3-8. And it's a fly ball to left field. And Gene Richards is going back for that. He makes the catch and retires a side. No runs and a hit for the Reds. 2-1 after 6. We go to the 7th. Coming on to pitch for the Reds will be Mario Soto. 10 wins, 8 losses, 4 saves, a 3.07 ERA in 80. Soto will get the call. He is the 3rd pitcher, and Price gets a hold. And we'll see them. And leading off for the Padres will be Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Soto will go ahead and deal. Soto, 5-7, strikeout plus, got him. He gets Mumphrey, first strikeout for Soto. He had 182 of them in 80. He had 12 starts and 41 relief appearances. He was a strikeout machine. Imagine if he was a full-time starter, he might have had close to 300. Here's Winfield. Winfield is 0 for 3, but did reach on an error. Doug Hunt joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Soto will pitch. Soto, 8-8, range play 11. Yes. Winfield, 4-6. It's a ground ball to third. It's a range play for ninth. His range is a 3. He's got it. What a play by Knight. He'll throw to first to get the out. 2 down. Knight makes a great play. And now the batter is Perkins. Even though Perkins is a September call-up with a 370 batting average, he's going to hit. Perkins is 2 for 3. Soto will pitch. Soto, 1-8, strikeout 10. No. Perkins, 6-5. That's a fly to left. Easy play for Foster. Foster will get to it and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Padres. Reds trying to get to playoff eligibility. Padres trying to stop them. We're at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we still got a huge 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. And of course, we will decide what game we'll be playing for October 2nd when we do after the ticker. Bottom of the 7th, Reds lead 2-1. Dave Concepcion leads off for the Reds. Kinney is done. He did his job. And the Padres will go to the bullpen. And you got two righties and a lefty coming up. So we will bring out the right-handed pitchers, and I'll see which one I want to go with. And let's see. Looks like it's going to be Rasmussen. You had 11? Yeah. Well, this is still mid-innings. Yep. Coming on to pitch for the Padres is going to be Eric Rasmussen. Boy, does that name ring a bell. 4 wins, 11 losses, a save, a 4.37 ERA. Eric Rasmussen's going to come in to pitch for the Padres. I'm pretty sure that might ring a bell to you guys. Eric Rasmussen. How about that? Concepcion will bat. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1. Reds looking for some insurance. A win by the Reds. They are playoff eligible. A win by the Reds and a loss by the Dodgers. The Reds are in. Rasmussen, 7-1, strikeout 10. Got him. He got Concepcion. Rasmussen had 50 strikeouts in 80, 1 down. Here's Foster. Foster is 1 for 1, walked twice and a bomb. I don't know if he's related to Dennis. Someone have to check him. Someone have to check to see it. Someone have to check to see if Eric Rasmussen was related to Dennis. Rasmussen, 5-6, blank. Foster, 2-8, base hit, pass short. Foster gets on base again. He has a 1,000 OBP tonight. Second hit of the game, and a chance now for Dreesen. Dreesen is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Rasmussen can pitch to 8, by the way. So he will pitch to Dreesen. Foster on it first. Infield is a double play. Foster really not a threat to do anything, and he won't. He'll stay put. Rasmussen will pitch. Rasmussen, 6-4. And against the lefty, it's a base hit. That's a 10, and it's going to be a single to center field. Will Foster take third? 1-6. No, he won't. He's slow, and Foster will stay at second base. But now runners at first and second with an out. That's the third hit of the game for Dreesen, who's having a good night tonight. And speaking of night, here is Knight. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Runners at first, so 2 big runs for the Reds in this game. Rasmussen will pitch, strategy roll. That's a 17, nothing happening. Rasmussen, 7-4, error on a throw. Knight, 7-6. Nope, it's going to be a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be caught by Winfield for out number 2. Now, there still could be a throwing error. Question is, does Foster take third? 3-3, and no, he holds. So there will not be a throwing error, as no throw will be made as Foster stays put, and that will be 2 down. Next batter is Oster, who's had a rough night. Oster is 1 for 2, a single and a walk, but he's had some problems at second tonight and also committed a couple of big errors. Foster on at second, Dreesen on at first. Strategy, nothing on the 19. Rasmussen will deal. Rasmussen, 5-5, strikeout 10. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now to end the inning. Rasmussen gets it done. No runs, 2 hits. Still 2-1 after 7. So far, Inside Pitch Advanced agrees with the historical score, at least for now. And a lot of people say Inside Pitch isn't that accurate. For those that do think that Inside Pitch doesn't have that much accuracy, I submit to you guys to go take a leap, go jump in the lake. Top of the 8th, Soto will continue to pitch. Luis Salazar is the batter. He will bat. He's 0 for 3, but with a 337 average, he will stay out there. Top of the 8th, 2-1. Soto deals. Soto, 6-7. Against the righty, it's an auto out. To grounder to second base. Oster will take care of it. Throws to first, 1 down. Here's Flannery. Flannery is 1 for 3 with a double. And Flannery will bat. He has 292 at bats. Soto deals. Soto, 3-6. Walk, 11. That will miss. Flannery, 3-5. And against the righty, it's a base hit. He slaps that one past short. And Flannery's on base for the second time. Next batter is Fahey. Fahey is 0 for 3. He'll bat. Infield a double play. Flannery on at first. Strategy rolls still active. Nothing happening there. Soto will pitch to Fahey. Soto, 4-6. Hit by pitch. 9. No. Fahey, 1-4. Pumped up to short. Easy play for Concepcion. He'll make the catch in the infield. That's out number 2. Pinch hitter coming in for Rasmussen. He did his job. And we'll see a pinch hitter for the Padres against Soto. And let's see, he's a righty, so they will go with... Coming on to pinch hit for the Padres will be Barry Evans. 232 average, a homer, 14 RBIs. And he will pinch hit here for the Padres. He had 6 pinch hits against righties. So Barry Evans against Soto. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Padres trying to get runs, but they can't do it. Strategy roll, nothing on the 16. Soto, 5-1 walk. That's ball 4. Soto walks Evans. He did draw a lot of walks. And now runners at first and second. First walk issued by Soto. He had 74 of them that year. And now the batter is Richards. Richards is 0 for 3 with a walk. And Soto, he can still pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. So I know Brian B's got to be thinking about replacing him for the 9th. But 2 outs, Soto's going to pitch to Richards. Flannery on at second, Evans on at first. 2 men out, top of the 8th. Fans at Riverfront know what's at stake. Strategy, nothing on the 18. Soto, 7-5. Error on a booted ball. Richards, 8-4. And that's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Dreesen. His error rating is a 5. That's a 15. Dreesen won't boot it. He's got it. Soto will come over there. He throws to Soto covering first. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a walk. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Vic Correll leads off for the Reds with a 421 average. I would think you'd let him bat here. And the Padres need a pitcher. And let's see, they're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Usually here, I usually let the visiting team bring anybody they want. And let's see, right, you'll see a pinch hitter, I'm sure, and lefty. And in this case, I think you bring on your best pitcher, and that's going to be this guy. Coming on to pitch for the Padres will be Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer. Absolutely. Best mustache in baseball history. 11 wins, 9 losses, 23 saves. A 2.80 ERA in 80. Kenny did a heck of a job. Kenny did a heck of a job, and now Fingers comes in there. And Rasmussen did a good job, too. So now here's Fingers. Fingers' job to keep it 2-1. 2-1 Reds. Fingers will pitch to Correll. Correll is 1 for 3 with a single. Fingers will deal. Fingers, 3-7. It's a blank. Correll, 5-7, and it's an automatic out. It's a fly to left field. That'll be grabbed by Gene Richards. Makes the catch, 1 out. Correll with that 400 some odd average, and he only has 1 hit. Pinch hitter coming in for Soto. So who do you want? So who's pinch hitting? Nolan to pinch hit. So Soto is done, and the Reds are going to bring in Joe Nolan. 307 average, 3 homers, 26 RBIs in 80. Soto gets credit for a hold, at least for now. And Joe Nolan will go up against Fingers. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Reds looking for some serious insurance. Fingers, 2-1, error on a booted ball. Nolan, 8-7. Nope, that's a fly ball to center field. Easy play from Mumphrey, 2 down. And now here's Geronimo. Geronimo is 0 for 2 since coming in for the injured Collins. Fingers will go ahead and deal. Fingers, 2-8 against the lefty. Walk, 18 will just miss. Geronimo, 8-2, and that is a grounder to second base. Up with it is Flannery. He'll take his time and toss it over and retire the side. 1-2-3, go the Reds. They lead 2-1, which was the historical score of this game after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Top of the 9th, who does Brian B. want to bring in to pitch? Ozzie Smith will bat. He leads off for the Padres. Kennedy the second or third. Kennedy, let's see. Well, Oster, his rating at second base is a 5. Kennedy is a 6, I think. Kennedy is a 7. So you want Kennedy to second or third if Oster's better than 9th. Oster's rating at third base is a 4. It is better than 9th. However, he has an error rating of 20 at third base. Okay. Oster has an error rating of 20 at third base. So I think you would get Oster out of there and just bring in Kennedy at second base. So Oster is out of the game. And he's going to bring in Junior Kennedy to play second. So Junior Kennedy is now the new second baseman. He's a 7-4 there. He is better. So Junior Kennedy is at second. Ozzie Smith. And now he brings in the pitcher he really doesn't want to bring in. And that is going to be coming on to pitch for the Reds, Tom Boom Boom Hume. 9 wins, 10 losses, 25 saves, a 2.56 ERA. Tom Hume will come on to pitch for the Reds to try to pitch him into playoff eligibility. Tom Hume will go up against Smith. Smith will bat. Hume will go ahead and pitch. Hume, 1-5, range play 14. Yes. Smith, 8-8. That's a fly ball to left field. Going after that is George Foster. His range is a 4, and he's got it. 1 out. What a play by Foster in left field. Nice play by Foster. 1 down, and now the batter is Mumphrey. Mumphrey is 2 for 4, 2 doubles. He will bat. Hume will pitch to Mumphrey. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium. 2 outs away from playoff eligibility. Hume will pitch. Hume, 6-1 walk. 14 is high. Mumphrey, 8-3. And it's a ground ball to short. Up with it there is Concepcion. Throws to first. 2 away. And the last chance for the Padres will be Mr. May, Dave Winfield. Winfield is 0 for 4. Did reach on an error. You kind of think he's due. Dave Winfield against Hume. At one point, the Reds were 11 games under 500 at the early part of the season. The Reds have gone 20-8 in the last 28 games in the FastScore and inside pitch. The Reds do have the tiebreaker on the Dodgers. The Dodgers cannot get the tiebreaker. If the Reds and Dodgers tie in record, the Reds are automatically in. Hume trying to pitch the Reds into playoff eligibility. Does he do it? Hume, 3-8, range play 13, yes. Winfield, 5-8. It's a ground ball to short. That ball is at the Concepcion. His range is a 4, and he can't get it, base hit. Winfield slaps it past Concepcion. The Padres get another batter. And it will be Broderick Perkins. He will hit. Perkins is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Winfield on it first, 2-1, top of the ninth. Reds trying to get playoff eligibility. Strategy roll is still active. That is a 5. Winfield stays put. Hume will now pitch to Perkins. Hume, another chance to get the Reds into playoff eligibility. Does he do it this time? Hume, 8-4. It's a blank. Perkins, 1-7. And it's a fly ball to left field. Going after it is George Foster. He takes a couple of steps left, puts out his glove. Blop. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Reds will beat the Padres 2-1. They have 82 wins. They are now playoff eligible. Stadium cheers. Yay! The Reds beat the Padres by the same score historically, 2-1. They were 11 games under 500. They've now gone 21-8 in the last 29 games. And they are playoff eligible. And depending on what the Dodgers do against the Giants and ticker, the Reds could be in. Final line score coming up. Well, the Padres only had 4 hits in the historical score, and the Reds had 5 hits. Remember, you can always check out the historical line score at the top of the chat. For the Reds, 2 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. For the Padres, 1 run, 9 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher is the terrific one, Tom Seaver. He'll get the win. Bob Shirley will take a very tough loss. Joe Price, Mario Soto both get holds, and Tom Hume picks up the save. The Reds go to 82-77. The Padres drop to 72-87, and the Reds are now playoff eligible. And now depends on the ticker if they get in. And speaking of the ticker, that is next. Wow, 2-1, the same score. Although a few more hits, but still the same score. Inside pitch, that's pretty close. Yeah, I know. I know that Foster hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth. I do know that because I did check the line score when I knew that. But now, can the Reds get into the playoffs? It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Reds go ahead and pull out this victory here. A 2-1 victory for the Reds over the Padres. And now we'll see what happens. Yes, many times inside pitch has given me the same score as the historical result cutter, and a couple of times it gave me the exact line score of the actual game. It's one thing to get it just a 2-1, okay, and the run scored, but I've had a number of instances where inside pitch gave me the exact line score, including runs, hits, and errors. That has happened a couple of times. October 1st, we'll do the meaningless games first. Let's see here. Baltimore at California. That's meaningless because Baltimore is locked in the third seed. Orioles 15-14, and that is 2. Baltimore, Boston. Red Sox 7-51, that is 5, and the Red Sox will get the win. Milwaukee at California. This game is meaningless. Brewers 18-66, that's 12. Angels 22-66, that is 13, and the Angels will get the win. Seattle at, well, not quite yet. Let's go on to Pirates and the Mets. Pirates 11-25, that is 3. Mets 4-41, that is also 3, and they're going to extras. Pittsburgh rolls a 5 plus 0. Mets roll a 4, minus 1 is 3, and you can raise the Jolly Roger there. Let's see here. Cardinals and, well, now the other games do mean some. Okay. Oakland and the White Sox. The Athletics are 1 game back of the Rangers for second place in the American League West and the 4 seed. Athletics 635, that is 3. White Sox minus 522, that's 1. And the A's are now a half game back. Now let's protect the Rangers, however, and the Twins do not play tonight. So the Athletics do gain a half game on the Rangers, and that's as far as it's going to go there. Yankees at Cleveland. Kansas City's magic number is 4 to clinch home field throughout the American League. Let's see if the Yankees get a little closer. Yankees 16-21, and that is 3. Indians 7-65, that is 8, and that is a win for the Indians. And now Kansas City's magic number goes to 3. Speaking of Kansas City, they host Seattle. Mariners 5-26, that is 2. Royals 15-65, that is 10. And now the magic number is 2 to clinch the 1 seed in the American League. Detroit at Toronto. The Tigers, they are the 6th seed right now, but they are right behind Texas and Oakland. Still a chance to get the 4 seed. And remember, the 4 seed is important. You only have to win 1 wild card game, not 2. But let's see if Detroit can get a big win here. Tigers and the Blue Jays. Tigers 13-41, and that is 5. Blue Jays 17-55, that's 7. And that's a loss for the Tigers. And they will move a half game back of Oakland for Oakland, and Texas still has the 4 seed. Atlanta at Houston. The Braves' magic number is 3 to clinch the 3 seed and an automatic berth in the division series. Braves 1-11. That's 0. Astros 4-56. That is 5. And the Braves will not lower the magic number. Now a chance for the Expos. The Expos are still behind the Braves. Can the Expos keep it at a magic number? Can they get a little closer against the Cardinals? Cardinals 9-16. That is 2. Expos 2-61. That is 5. And the Expos get a little closer to Atlanta. The Expos are now 87-72. The Braves are 88-69. They have not wrapped up the 3 seed yet. Cubs and the Phillies. This game is meaningless. The Phillies cannot get the number 1 seed overall. Cubs, minus 244. That is 3. Phillies, 16-16. And that is also 3. And they're going to extras. Both teams roll a 6. Chicago is a minus 1. Philadelphia is a 0. And that will be a win for the Phils. Dodgers and the Giants. Bert Hooton taking on Ed Whitson. Dodgers now cannot lose another game. The Reds' magic number is 1. The Dodgers must win out, and the Reds must lose their remaining games. Even though they're 82 wins, they are only playoff eligible. A loss here by the Dodgers puts the Red into the playoffs. Every Reds fan is watching TV. Every Dodger fan is watching TV. Dodgers and the Giants. The Reds were 11 games under 500 at one point. Do they clinch? Dodgers 6-54. That is 5. Giants 3-16. That is 1. No. The Reds will need another day. Dodgers hold off. They go to 500, 79-79. The Dodgers have to go to 83-79, and the Reds have to drop to 82-80 in order for the Dodgers to get in. They will have to wait one more day. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. The Dodgers do play the Giants, but we gotta go somewhere else here. And I'm already looking at the schedule, and we got to do one of these games between Minnesota and Texas. The Twins are not out of it yet, and the Rangers, with a win, they will clinch a playoff berth. So that is a clinching game. The question is, which game do we do? Jeff Zahn or versus John Matlack, or Albert Williams against Fergie Jenkins? Zahn against Matlack is what Brian B. says. He says Zahn and Matlack. Ben Witt says Zahn and Fergie. I'm Canadian. So I got 2 for Zahn and Matlack, 1 for Fergie and Albert Williams. Fergie, of course, is a Hall of Famer. But Zahn and Matlack was the first game of the season of the doubleheader. So we got 2 for Zahn Matlack, 1 for Fergie. So let's roll the die and 3 for Zahn Matlack. Well, that's the majority, and that's what we're going to do. Tomorrow night, we will be at Arlington Stadium for a huge matchup between the Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers. The Twins hanging on to their playoff lives. And the reason why Minnesota is still alive, their board record is 5-1. The Rangers are 2-4. So Minnesota has the tiebreaker on the Rangers. That's why they have not clinched yet. So but a win here by the Rangers will knock them out, at least then. And then it's up to see if Oakland, who does play the White Sox, can knock out Minnesota as well. Actually, Oakland's tiebreaker, they are 3-2. So Minnesota has the tiebreaker on both these teams. That's why Minnesota is still alive. So it'll be Jeff Zahn versus John Matlack. Minnesota at the Rangers. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. This one belongs to the Reds. They beat the Padres 2-1. They're playoff eligible, but the Dodgers are still alive. See you guys tomorrow night.